Walai kwa national anthem yetu mzima. Line tu moja tu ndio ina make sense hii. Mungu nguvu yetu. Hiyo peke yake. Hizi zingine zote hadi tuishi na undugu, amani na uhuru. Hakuna
uhuru siku hizi na sisi.
Uhuru hata hizi na sisi hata tulipotokanga, amani hakuna, undugu hakuna, siku hizi mandugu ni mandugu. Yaani hakuna ati
na upendo.
Ati raha tupate na ustawi. Raha gani? Watu mtaani wanapata raha na matawi. Ustawi hakuna. Ati tushikane mikono pamoja kazini. Watu wana kazi. Ati sijui may we dwell in unity. Sasa tuna dwell in poverty. Sasa hakuna sasa ni kungori. Hakuna kitu yenye ati plenty be found within our borders.
Hakuna plenty.
Watu wanavuka border wakihepa.
Wakienda kutafuta hizo plenty huko.
Wakienda kutafuta plenty huko. Hakuna hata kitu hata mmoja kwa hiyo national anthem yenyewe. Sasa tunaishi nayo. Hakuna.
But I think Yvonne, for me, is what we said, that no one knew who Rose Njeri Tuguru was before she was arrested 5 days ago. No one knew her as any of the activists. In fact, last year, we have names that we talk about: Boniface Mwangi, Hanifa, we talk about Hussein Khalid, we talk about all these activists who came up during the Gen Z protests and after.
Yeah.
Njeri was unknown. But now, going after her the way they did, they've turned her into a hero. Everyone is singing her praises.
You've taken me away from my kids for nothing. Yeah, you've awakened something.
That's what we are speaking about, girl. Go and do it. Revolution is coming. There will be no escape route for this government.
One term is real, one term is unstoppable, and no violence.
Mistake moja yenye gava ilifanya ni kuarrest Rose. Hiyo ni makosa ilifanyika na inaenda kufanyika tena na bado wataendelea kuarrest watu. But hawajui the more wanaendelea kuarrest watu ndio the more watu wanaendelea kujam, na the more watu wanaendelea kujam ndio the more unity inaendelea kuform. Ukiangalia watu walienda kurepresent Rose kotini, si lawyer wenye wanajifunza na si intern. Ni wale watu walikuwa mpaka ma Chief Justice. Maranga alikuwa hapo. Kalonzo alikuwa hapo. Beshte yangu fulani hatari sana anatambulika kama Abna alikuwa hapo. Yamekuwa hiyo time yote yenye wasao walikuwa wanavurugu hiyo time ya election ya nini? Ya finance bill. Walikuwa wanashikwa, yeye alikuwa hapo anasaidia. So pia yeye alikuwa hapo. So kuna unity fulani yenye imeanza yenye gavasi dhani kama wako ready wanai-anticipate, which is not looking good. Wakwe very careful moves zenye wana pull next, cause wasi wanaanza kujam tu pole pole na inaendelea ku build up the same way as last year ilikuwa na build up pole pole na wajui. This year tukwe very careful.
Let's see what Rose Njeri said.
Someone on Twitter made a tweet and said, this finance bill is doing this and this and this. Here is a link to a Google document. You just copy paste it and put it in your emails na mtumie CNA na finance. Email nimewachambulia. Then somebody else akasema, you remember last year kulikuwa na ile emailing platform, nani anaweza tutengenezea this year? So somebody else, that's me, nikasema yeah, let me do it. This lady walks in, twende tu hapa nje tuongee kidogo. So in that ikakuwa chaos, because now they at some point they're like trying to push me na mimi sitaki kuenda. Someone shows a DCI badge and they're like, what a shida, and where are you taking her? They're not getting answers. Anajua kile amefanya, hebu tuacheni, you know, like just aggressiveness. So I'm like, hey, ni Subaru mnanipeleka. Hapo I know they forcefully put me in the car. Wakiongea tu hizo, wewe tutakucharaza, ingia hapa, you know. Wananinyang'anya simu, wanaigrab, and I'm also fighting for it because I need to communicate. I need to tell people what's happening. So kuna hiyo, that vurugu, I ended up with a few scratches, but that's the only physical thing they were doing to me. The others, it was just verbal. So this is a cell, nani iko ndani yake. So it was shocking. I was angry. Sasa zile wamemaliza kunihoji and they are being human, ndio sasa nimeanza kufeel ni kama kanaingia. I have anemia, by the way, and I need food They were eating nyama choma. They gave me like 2-3 pieces. Even as an accused person, you have your rights. Unaambiwa umeshikiwa nini? Na unaambiwa haya lipa cash bail. They weren't giving us that opportunity. They took us to the ODPP's office and we just tulikuwa tu kwa gari. That is when they were preparing their charge sheet. So that means hizo siku zote nimelala hapo sikuwa na makosa wameandikisha. So you see, illegal detention. Now wana cook their things and they still whatever they present, I am male, typos. So they know they have nothing on me. They are just infringing upon my rights. Wako na computer, wangepata kitu wangeiandika pale kwa charge sheet. They had my computers and a whole weekend, 3 full days. I'm not afraid. I've not done anything. Hata nikiwa venye niko tu sauti ndogo nini najua hiyo uchungu ya kulalishwa for nothing kwa cell. Mimi ni mtu tu naishi maisha yangu, najaribu kujihasolia, alafu mnanikujia hivi. Siwezi rudi, siwezi back down. You're this afraid of someone helping Kenyans to see things the way they are. What's that? Twende basi.
Twende basi. That's no, but you really bring somebody. Now the fear is stripped away. It's like, you're that afraid of me? Okay, cool. Let's go.
Twende kazi. Twende basi.
And listed a lot of worrying things there. Like, obviously, it was everything that a lot of the detention, the process, they didn't follow due process. And for a while held her, they didn't have a charge sheet. Talks about, just being mistreated, being fed whenever. It's just very bizarre. And like Eric keeps saying, the timing of it, the why, the when, leading up to June 25th, what kind of message is this trying to send? It's wrong. We know that. We've all agreed that everything that happened was wrong. But more than that, it's the why. And the why now.
Why now?
Really, really bizarre.
On something that's that sensitive. I also don't get it. But I've said it again. No one is radicalizing people more than the state. Because you arrest her for basically for public participation on charges that will likely not hold up in any court of law. On a long weekend. It's just intimidation, it's harassment. She was just going about her business. She said it. She was about to graduate after taking a course. She's a Kenyan hustling, trying to improve herself, trying to improve her country. That's it. And she said if there was anything in those computers that was actually damning, they had 3 days to look through them. They took my my devices and everything. That would have been on the charge sheet. But no, it's just spamming the Senate, or whatever it was.
We'll continue to follow this. I know we have a few others.
I saw it online. Someone chambuad the bill. Someone was like, we need an emailer like last year. See, last year there was one. But there is not an original idea. I was like, I can do this because now I have a few skills that I've picked up from school. So to me, it's just najenga portfolio. It's not something that ati nimedecide mimi ndio ule umenilalisha cell usiku 4. You've kept me away from my kids for nothing. You've awakened something. Sema we mama, tunajua mali unaishi house number 31, hebu panda hizo stairs haraka kama tukugonge. Akaingia, kalazimishwa nifungue mlango, akaanza kupora nyumba. Watu walipiga malaps kadhaa kabla wanifikishe DCI. So wakaniandikisha statement. But I told them I don't know how to write because I don't know what you want me to state. As in, nini nimefanya? You've not told me at this point. So sasa ndo wakaniambia, okay, I'm going to ask you questions and then you'll answer. Why did you make the Chrome extension you made? Nilitulia because at first I thought, jama, maybe I have bought a phone at some point in my life. It may be, those stories you hear. Or maybe mtu ameniekelea nimemuiba. But it's that.
This is extremely painful, extremely careless, extremely unfortunate for this country. Njeri simply did what is in the law. The Parliament of Kenya has asked for public participation. Just said, please tell us, let us know what is good and bad in this bill before we pass it. And she, being a young person, what she simply did is to create a tool where Kenyans can engage on the issues on finance bill. Simple. There's no big difference with what happened last year, only that this time round, because everything is digital, people can just log in and say what they want to feel about it, and then collect and put it public for discussion.
Digital activist Rose Njeri has found herself at odds with the government after developing an online tool known as Civic Email designed to facilitate public objections to the Finance Bill of 2025. Njeri is facing cybercrime charges after the prosecution accused her of interfering with Parliament's computer systems without authorization, a move that claim violates the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act. Today, Njeri recounted how she was trailed by officers from the DCI and was arrested during a graduation ceremony in Nairobi's industrial area.
Until last Friday, Rose Njeri was largely known to the Kenyan public. The 35-year-old software developer and mother of two was arrested on allegations of cybercrime. Last month, Njeri created a tool for Kenyans to send their feedback on the 2025 finance bill, an app the government claims purportedly disrupted parliamentary email systems. She first announced the tool on May 19th through her X account.
Someone on Twitter made a tweet and said, this finance bill is doing this and this and this. Here is a link to a Google document. You just copy paste it and put it in your emails na mtumie CNA na finance. Email nimewachambulia. Then somebody else akasema, you remember last year kulikuwa na ile emailing platform. Nani anaweza tutengenezea this year? So somebody else, that's me, akasema, yeah, let me do it.
11 days later, she was arrested by plainclothes officers from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, during a graduation ceremony in Nairobi's industrial area.
This lady walks in, twende tu hapa nje tuongee kidogo. So in that ikakuwa chaos because now they at some point they're like trying to push me na mimi sitaki kuenda. Someone shows a DCI badge and they're like, what a shida, and where are you taking her? They're not getting answers. Anajua kile amefanya. Hebu tuacheni, you know, like just aggressiveness. So I'm like, hey, ni Subaru mnanipeleka. Hapo I know they forcefully put me in the car. Wakiongea tu hizo, we tutakucharaza, ingia hapa, you know. Wananinyang'anya simu, wanaigrab, and I'm also fighting for it because I need to communicate. I need to tell people what's happening. So kuna hiyo, that vurugu, I ended up with a few scratches, but that's the only physical thing they were doing to me. The others, it was just verbal.
She was then taken to a home where detectives conducted a search and seized electronics and digital devices. Njeri was taken to DCI headquarters in Kiambu County where she was grilled. In the evening, she was transferred to Pangani police station. The 4 days she spent in custody, she says, were the longest days of her life.
So this is a cell. Nani iko ndani yake. So it was shocking. I was angry. Sazile wamemaliza kunihoji and they are being human. Ndo sasa nimeanza kufeel ni kama kanaingia. I have anemia by the way and I need food. They were eating nyama choma. They gave me like 2-3 pieces. Even as an accused person, you have your rights. Unaambiwa umeshikiwa nini? Na unaambiwa haya lipa cash bail. They weren't giving us that opportunity.
On Tuesday, the software developer was accused of violating the country's computer misuse and cybercrime law. Prosecutors argue Njeri's platform directed mass emails to the National Assembly clerk systems, thereby interfering with their normal functioning. She was released on a 100,000 shillings bond.
They took us to the ODPP's office and we just tulikuwa tu kwa gari. That is when they were preparing their charge sheet. So that means hizo siku zote nimelala hapo sikuwa na makosa wameandikisha. So you see, illegal detention. Na wana cook their things and they still whatever they present, I am male, typos. So they know they have nothing on me. They are just infringing upon my rights. Wako na computer. Hata kitu wangeiandika pale kwa charge sheet. They had my computers and a whole weekend, 3 full days. I'm not afraid. I've not done anything.
The case has been adjourned for ruling on preliminary objections on 20th June. Njeri describes her arrest as ridiculous, but says the experience has only strengthened her resolve.
Hata nikiwa venye niko tu, sauti ndogo, nini, najua hiyo uchungu ya kulalishwa for nothing kwa cell. Mimi mtu tu, naishi maisha yangu, najaribu kujihasolia, alafu mnanikujia hivi. Siwezi rudi, siwezi back down. You're this afraid of someone helping Kenyans to see things the way they are. What's that? Tende basi.
Rosongoi, NTV.
Hello all. My name is Rose Tunguru or Rose Njeri. I believe, I'm happy that you all came out in the way that you did. And I wanted to say a few words now that I find myself here. First thing I'd like to express is my sincere gratitude to everyone who raised their voice in any way regarding my illegal arrest, detention, house search, and possession of my property by the state. The show of force during the illegal arrest and the intimidation by around 15 men, that's 3 Subarus, versus the lack of crime committed was ridiculous, and I'm happy that you all saw that as the case and reacted as you did. With the hashtags and the protests and the visits to come see me. So I can't thank you enough for your support. You came when I called, so thank you. Second, I'd like to send a plea to all Kenyans of voting age, regardless of age, gender, class, education level. The next time you have a ballot paper in front of your face, and this might sound harsh, I beg you to think, really think. And if I may offer a suggestion, do not vote for a person who does not respect our Kenyan constitution. Don't vote for someone who does not respect court orders, and don't vote for someone who is only angry they got kicked out. Vote for someone who respects and defends the Kenyan constitution, because tomorrow when it is you in my shoes, you want to have a leader who can respectfully extend to you your constitutional rights. So your decision on who you vote for is personal. It directly affects you. So please really think hard before you cast your next ballot. And third, since we are talking about ballots, we need to rally for a reconstituted IEBC. According to Kenyan law, elections should be held every 5th year of the presidency. If you do your math, we are due for an election in 2026 August. We are in June 2025 and we do not have a functional IEBC. So we do not have the luxury of time. We need to focus our energies on the reconstitution of the IEBC. The IEBC needs to review boundaries and start preparing for the next elections. We see the games being played and we must not allow them to succeed. We cannot have an extended one-term.
Kenya kunaendelea kuharibika. Najua Samoei kuna vile cheki anatrai kuchange rules. Jiulize hii swali. Tafakari ya babu. Na ya babu ni haya. If you're a president and you know that there's an election in 2 years time, would you, if you're not sure of coming back, would you repair your office for 2 billion shillings? Would you repair State House for 2 billion shillings? That's a total of 4 billion shillings. If you're not 100% sure that you're coming back. Yes? The reason why we keep doing this, kuambia wase, this person is planning to use all methods to come back. So it's up to us to make sure that tumetokea sisi wote. Tokea. Make sure anyone who will be 18 by that time ametokea. Make sure the gap is so big that hata Sudi jo atampigia jo amwambia Yamune ekonene.
Okay. Tumalize hii kesi once and for all. Once and for all. Watu wa 1 term kwa comments. Watu wa 2 term kwa likes. Narejelea. Watu wa 1 term kwa comments. Watu wa 2 term kwa likes. Wacha tumalize hii story leo once and for all. Let's do this.
And don't buy into the political rhetoric of trying to divide you into tribes.
Yes.
Our problems are not tribal. There's no Kikuyu problem, there's no Kalenjin problem, there's no Luo problem, there's no Somali problem. There's no Kamba problem.
Yes.
Shift share knows no tribe. The university funding model knows no tribe.
Yeah.
Joblessness knows no tribe. All these problems that we point out,
Yeah.
they do not know any tribe.
Wakisema one term tunawaambia nini? Tunawaambia nini? Tunawaambia nini?
One term is real. One term is unstoppable. And no violence. We need peace. But one term is real. Hii hata Mungu ameweka sahihi. Hii kampuni ya profesa na dokta sio ni ikiwaka. Hata mtoe pesa ngapi, mshuke juu, mshuke chini, muende kando, muende katikati. Hii one term is real. Asi machezo.
Enyewe Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.